You all are acting mistaken usually, but in reality, I want to tell the truth. There is a difference between prophet and Lord God. A prophet is just one of the disciples who receives from and credence of God's words. Only who conveys the words of seraphim that is a prophet. Now here I put your mistake right. God is God, Lord is Lord, Lord God is the only one. In case of misunderstanding of future generations, if he will corrupt, it's not real, Lord God, Lord God is the God of creation who made human beings, and he invited brothers and sisters from the universe to this earth, and their souls always saw they
もう今ぐらいからライブ始めちゃってて、もうこっちがオンにしちゃってて、で、音楽流して、で、時間になったら人数どんなに少なくても始めちゃいます。そして待ってるとキリがないので、ここの見てるとかなり時間取りました。1分たりともこれでよくないです。つながってるんですけど、これって何ですかね。僕わかりますよ、そういう店使ったとき。つながんなくなっちゃった。さっきつながったよね。はい、です。
Now here I am. I am the beginning. You are the flowers. Love the others like you are loved. Be in harmony. Pursue beauty. Know the factual beauty comes from the soul. Be earthlings. I will say unto you, make progress with harmony. This is the condition of an earthling. Now here I am. I am the beginning, and I am the ending. I am the light itself.
Well, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful song, and it is this music is a part of the movie The Laws of Universe, and this music is guided by Alpha.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the consciousness of El Cantare too.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we are going to start our Sunday service. So welcome to Happy Science, Angus, and Haruki, and Stella, and Richard, and Evan. So thank you very much. And so let us start with the church was spoken by Buddha together. Do you have a sutra? Do you have a sutra? Yeah. 'Dear Lord Cantare, Master you, oh God, thank you very much for giving us the new law series, the laws of health. Today we are going to study the second chapter of the laws of health, which is the true thought of Yama. We are so grateful to study your teachings and practice the fourfold path. With our deepest gratitude, we will recite the true words spoken by Buddha together. The true words spoken by Buddha, you hold or cover. There used to be the light in the great universe. The light is energy of Buddha. People can live by this energy, and Buddha's energy has made human history. It will be supplied eternally. This eternal light comes from heaven and prevails on earth. This is the light of heaven. Through the prism of Buddha, there appears 7 colors of rainbow, arching over in the sky. Here you can see Buddha's mercy. Yellow is the color of teaching. White is the color of saving. Red is the color of justice. Purple is the color of obedience. Blue is the color of thinking. Green is the color of harmony. Silver is the color of progress. These 7 colors help each other. And there appears Buddha. Buddha is shining brightly because of the gathering of bodhisattvas. This is the land of love or the land of mercy. This is the land of wisdom or the land of teaching. Especially, this is the land of souls rest in peace. Real souls are children of Buddha. The children of Buddha became real human beings. Real human beings have spirituality. The spirits are immortal powers. The spirits are immortal forces. The spirits are real entities. The physical body are the shadow of the spirits. It means you are the boat sailing down the great river. The great river is a symbol of the course of life. Each of you sails out as a small boat, so you need a boatman. If it were not for your own boatman, you surely go aground. This boatman releases your mind. If your mind makes a mistake, the boat breaks into pieces by a large shock, and it also needs a bamboo pole. This pole is the beauty of the true bus. When you go down a rapid stream, you need to pump your stream, then you can change your course. The true bus means the teaching of Buddha. Buddha enlightened and spoke the true bus, and Buddha's teaching became a gold mine. This gold mine suggests various teachings. This is another expression of Buddha's truth. It brightens up your days. Or to put it another way, the fruits of Buddha's mercy. All of you down here, listen to me. Never lose away, now and forever. The guiding hand has already paid. Please follow this white hand that goes straightly on and on. Your lives are not limited to this spot only. They have 3 aspects: the past, the present, the future. Your past have already gone by. Yet still, your mistakes will be kept in your minds. That is the reason why you should understand other people. Let yourselves reflect on what you have done. You and others are not different. On the contrary, both are children of Buddha, and brothers and sisters. Love them, love each other. Let us bring up each other, and it's time to forgive each other. This is eternal law, which penetrates the present and the future. Yes, indeed, the light of the dark night. The dark night of this world is hell. It is also said in another world. Since we came down to this world, the sound of truth is scheduled to rise. Now we are watching rising sun. It will shed light to the future, to invite some people to Buddha land. Now here I command, there shall not be conflict in this world. There shall not be distrust in this world. There shall not be crime in this world. There shall not be evil spirits in this world. There shall not be the devil in the next world. Only the ideal world, utopia, shall be realized. All other people love each other, live harmoniously, believe in one another. That world is utopia. All of us could be the light of bodhisattvas, believing that the light has reality, believing that love has reality, believing that the truth has reality. These are the facts that should be conveyed. Be the light of bodhisattvas. Get together, work together to keep like mind, and if in tune with Buddha's verse. Here we bow to do so. So now we are going to dedicate our gratitude.
まあそういう固い言葉に語れないような大宇宙の理法を彼は知ることができる。自分が法であるということを知った。仏法はそうというけども、ブッダとは何かといえば法である。ブッダは法である。ブッダは見るものは法を見る。法を見るものはブッダを見ると言われている。だからブッダそのものを捕まえて、肉体はブッダのものをブッダというのを食べて、ブッダのその法を見れば、そのブッダの法が実はブッダそのものなんだ。法を見るものはブッダを見る。ブッダを見るものは法を見る。ということで、ブッダの法からブッダとは何かを知らなければならない。ですから、あなた方に説く本物の信仰とは何かというと、すべての宇宙の秘密にまで迫りつつ、皆様方現在、今ある理由、そして今どこにいるのかということを知らしめるところまで行く教えです。で、それを解けるのは一人しかいません。それをエルカンタレという名で今呼んでいます。そのただ一人しか解けないエルカンタレの方、エルカンタレとエルカンタレの方と、エルカンタレの方をまっとうにご一致していこうとしている集団、相談に対する帰依の心をお持ちください。それは帰依しない限り学ぶことができないものなんです。この世の学校では全く教えてくれないんです。この世の学者は教えてくれないんです。他の宗教でも学ぶことができないんです。ましてやテクノロジーの進化によってそれが解明されることはありえないんです。絶対ないんです。限界があるんです。この世の利便性を増すことはできる。その宇宙の理法までは絶対に届かない。これは信仰のみによって知ることができるものなんです。
Okay, thank you, Lord Elkantar. So today's topic is about the laws of health. So we have a book called The Laws of Health, but the second chapter is a lecture, The Laws of Health. And we already learned the first chapter. The first chapter is an introduction to health. And one of the important analogy Master Riho Kaba preached in the first lecture is a self-responsibility. So Chateaubriand Buddha said to the Jaina religion, and they are praying, but Chateaubriand Buddha wants to let them know the important teaching about praying. So he said the analogy: if you pray, can you move the stone up from the bottom of the pond? So if you pray, can you move it? Actually, you can't. Like basically, if you are Jesus, you can. If you are Jesus, you can't. Or there is the oil and the water, and the oil and water are always separated. But if you pray, can you mix the water and the oil? No, you cannot play. So basically, even if you play, but if you forget the process, or if you forget the so-called the self-responsibility of what in front of you, that's not that's not gonna help you. So the first chapter is about the self-responsibility. So it's like a gate. The first gate of the laws of health is a self-responsibility. But what is the second chapter? So today we are going to learn about the self-reflection. We are going to study about the self-reflection. And I want to introduce a spirit called Yama. And in Japanese culture, we have a spirit called Enma. But maybe Yama is also a Chinese word, so we use that word as a public name. So today's topic is a judgment of Yama that awaits after death. So in the Indian culture, maybe you might heard of the, maybe you might see this spirit,
Yamataka?
Yamataka.
Yeah.
Yamataka might be a Japanese word.
Okay.
Yeah, but basically, yeah. So today, we are going to study about this spirit. But this spirit is very important because we are taught about the Shambhala. What is Shambhala? Shambhala is a spiritual center of this earth, located in the India and Nepal. And this spirit comes from Shambhala. I mean, he is protecting Shambhala from evil force and the non-invited spirits.
Right.
So he is an authentic spirit residing in India, Japan, China, and Japan. So let me. So this is a passage from the first chapter. Some people who commit the murder in this world, but weren't caught, let's say. But Yama, the chief judge of hell, definitely exists in the other world, and he will reveal all your sinful deeds. So let's say I steal some milk, or I steal some diamond or something. Then nobody watched it. So I was innocent in this world. But somebody is watching. So that somebody is Yama. So we are recording. So our thoughts and deeds are always recorded. So he has a kind of like a function of making a judgment, even what you think nobody watch you. So today, let me watch Master's and the reason why we learn about this topic is this slide. So Master Yuho cover. Master Yuho cover gave us a spiritual message from Enma, and three-phase and afterword. He said, humanity on this planet is at the extreme height of arrogance. Now, with the increase of hell world, and the prevalence of evil in the hearts and minds of the living, we are very concerned about the situation. This is a quote from the 5th chapter of the Laws of Hell. But basically, our attitude is like this: spirit, it's not something we are related to. We have to think about the spirit world after we die. So while we are living, no, it actually doesn't matter to us. Then because of this attitude, we don't care about the jealousy, desire, anger. We just let it happen inside. Maybe even if we don't act, but inside is different. Maybe we mock somebody or we attack somebody in our hearts. So arrogance is now spreading right now, and because of the arrogance, we have a karma of the prevalence of the evil in the hearts and the minds. So today's conclusion is here. Suppose that people believe in the judgment of Yama, this world shall be filled with good, decent people. So why can people commit some crime? Because they believe they can escape from the judgment. But nobody can escape from the judgment. And the law of cause and effect will be completed for sure if we include the real world. Okay. So now we are going to watch Master's lecture.
This lecture, titled The Laws of Hell, is probably one of the important chapters of this book.
多分、今作ろうとしている本のメインの一つだと考えられます。
The title, The Laws of Hell, may sound too broad and difficult.
難しいですから言葉を変えれば、
But to put it in other words, it is what Yama is thinking about.
なんかと思われます。
I want to talk about something that will truly be of help to you.
話と言いますか、実際どんなふうに
Which is the reality of how you will be judged after death.
しておきたいと思います。まあ、
In general, this world takes on the principle of legality.
刑罰が起こるとしたら、
The law indicates the kind of punishment you will be given for certain actions you take.
それを犯した人はまあ罪人になって
Then usually those who violated it would become criminals. However, people today have not only lost their faith, they do not study the religious truth and lack morality.
そうしたら、
So there may hardly be anyone who will want to listen to things like, if you do this, you will go to hell.
ことでしょうかね。
Yes. So he said, I want to talk about something that will truly be helpful to you, which is reality of how you will be judged after death. So we already learned what is Yama. So he is the chief judge of the death. So today we are going to learn about the two criteria. Then the third question should be how can we improve our lives? So let's watch Master's lecture.
So the essential point here is to know what you should do or how you should understand.
どういうふうにすればいいのかと。
If I were to break it down into key points, the first point is this.
ポイントを言えばですね、一番目には
Those without faith will, in principle, fall to hell.
地獄に落ちるということです。
By people with faith, I do not strictly mean those who belong to a particular sect of a particular religion.
ところまで、厳密に言っているものでは、
It could be, for example, those who truly believe in the existence of God or Buddha, high spirits,
神仏の存在、あるいは
light of angels, and bodhisattvas, regardless of whether they can clearly express it in words or not.
こういう方々がいるんではないか。
It could also be those who think perhaps people who committed wrongdoings will go to hell.
悪いことすれば地獄の死ぬかもしれない。
The appropriate way of living for humans is to do good things,
で、
and it is preferable for good people to live happily in the other world.
こういうような考え方を持っている人
Basically, when the verdict is made to decide whether one should go to heaven or hell,
そんな宗教者
those without such religious beliefs will fall to hell. We are entering an age when people depend on worldly ways to solve everything. This is causing problems.
困っているわけです。
For example, some people think that the reciting of a sutra is all about the sound.
と思うんですけども、
Today, there are agencies that program a skilled monk's recitation of a sutra,
ロボットで、
duplicate it into robots, and then dispatch them to funerals in place of monks.
読をするみたいな。も
They provide such services, and apparently, the price varies depending on the length of the sutra.
う長さによっても値段が違うようですけども、
They charge, for instance, 200,000 yen for an hour and tell their customers, it will cost you between 1 to 2 million yen to hire a real monk,
300万円
or perhaps even 3 or 4 million yen. Our service is more affordable.
ディスカウント
They think of themselves as a discount store and are working like a service business.
をして、
However, all those who are involved in creating this new service. This includes the developers of the robots, the salespersons of these robots, their service providers, as well as the customers receiving the service. I will have them all go to hell. I definitely will not forgive them. They are ignoring the spiritual world and the essence of Buddha's truth, and simply turning religious services into worldly tasks to survive as a part of materialism. I will never allow this. Reciting a sutra is different from a musician singing a song. So it must not be treated in the same way. There is virtuous merit when a sutra is recited by someone who understands the essence of it. The dead will be sent to heaven, or a guiding angel or bodhisattva may come while the sutra is being recited. But if it is recited by someone, even a professional monk, who doesn't understand the sutra at all, then their recitation will not be effective. If these monks neither believe in the other world, the virtuous merits of the sutra, nor understand its content, and are just carrying out their work like any normal jobs, then they are no different from inept doctors. Even monks will essentially go to hell if they are faithless, tell lies, or deceive people. The same is true for the pastors and priests of churches. Some are faithless, but nevertheless, they take over a church as a family business to make a living and support their family. Pastors are allowed to get married and have children. They're allowed to do so because they need children to take over their profession. But not everyone who takes on the profession has faith. Some just graduate from a divinity school as a mere custom and learn about God so they can keep a roof over their heads. Unfortunately, these professionals who make a career out of religion without knowing its essence will go to hell. I won't allow them. In reality, such religious workers are also active in hell because many souls there want to be saved. Again, these religious workers preach false doctrines and teachings in hell and confuse those souls. And as a result, prolong their stay in hell instead of saving them. Basically, I will not forgive them. They will be met with harsher consequences. If they continue to lead many people astray, even after going to hell, they will fall even deeper into a more harsh world. Therefore, first, you will be judged severely on whether or not you have faith, or some kind of belief or state of mind, though they may not exactly be faith.
Yes. So this lecture was guided by Enma, and the first point he will watch over your life is faith. The first point is this: those without faith will in principle fall to hell. Yeah, so it's a basic principle we already know, but it's actually harsh reality that when we do the mystery work, we sometimes meet people who say, "Oh, science is everything. There's no spirit, or religion is such an outdated, such kind of things." So they are ignoring the spiritual and the essence of the truth in this world. So of course there is no possibility they can go back to the heavenly world. And he said, "What do you mean by faith? By people with faith, I do not strictly mean those who belong to a particular sect of a particular religion. They could be, for example, those who truly believe in the existence of God or Buddha, high spirits, lights of angels, and bodhisattvas, regardless of whether they can clearly express it in words or not. So, do you feel the existence watching over your life? So that is a proof that you have faith.
Yeah.
So faith is to accept something higher than you. So not like I'm the, how to say, if you have faith, you will be humble. So that's the basic attitude as a religious character. But Master said, or Enma said, if professional monks are just carrying out their work like any normal jobs, then they are no different from inept doctors. Even monks will essentially go to hell if they are faithless, tell lies, or deceive people. So, so in Japanese culture, we sometimes invite monks if we have a deceased family. So they just recite the sutra, but they don't know their meaning, and maybe they don't believe in the existence of the spirit, because in university, in Japanese university, we are rarely talking about the God or Buddha, because it's not scientific. So you cannot learn the essence of Buddhism even if you go to university. But in university, you can get the certificate. So if you go to university, you can't. You will become like an atheist. But those atheists becomes qualified as a Buddhist monk. Then they just recite and they just take over the family business as a monk.
I thought monks were about faith first and foremost.
Right? Yeah. But there are some interviews from Happy Science magazines. And so they have interviewed with the Japanese Buddhism monks.
Yeah.
And they say they don't actually believe.
Oh.
Yeah, there are
That's
some spirits,
crazy.
there are some Buddhism monk. Yeah, so they are just doing it, like reciting as a just a ritual.
Oh wow.
Just a ritual.
That's bizarre.
That's bizarre, right? Yeah, I don't know about the ministers or pastors in Western country, but maybe if they are taking over just the family business, maybe they are more like materialistic.
Yeah.
Or maybe because my father is doing it, so I just take up follow. Yeah, so we have to know the essence, regardless of our occupations.
Right.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So now we are going to watch the second and third lecture.
Next, you will be made to look back on your life as a human being, and your thoughts and actions will be examined.
その思いと行いを点検されるということですね。
Actions are relatively easier to judge. The laws and regulations in this world determine what you mustn't do, such as crimes and illegal acts. So it is quite obvious. However, there are other wrongdoings that many people do while thinking it's all right as long as it goes unnoticed. Yet even these acts that people thought that they got away with without anyone finding out will all be exposed after death. Their lives will be shown on a life-reflecting mirror or a video clip of their life events. And they will be told on which points they have to reflect and be made to repent over things that they have done. But it is not just wrongdoings that will be judged. In the courts of Yama, both the good and bad deeds will be reviewed. It will be compared, and a verdict will be made based on the weight of the two. Therefore, even people who committed murder may be given a certain degree of consideration if they were sentenced sufficiently on earth and were able to rehabilitate during their long imprisonment, or if they worked diligently to start their lives over after returning to society. The same is true for executed criminals. In most cases, they will not be able to return to heaven at once. But if they can admit their mistake on how they lived their life and realize that they had failed as human beings, they will go to a place like a self-reflection facility to receive guidance to look back and reflect on themselves for some time. Once that period is over, they can go up to heaven. In other cases, however, Yama will never overlook people who act and think, it's fine because no one knows what I did. They are people who committed murder, assault, or injury without being noticed. Those who acted behind the scenes and didn't get caught. Or those who committed robberies, thefts, and other criminal acts and escaped without being tried under the law or arrested by the police. There are also smart criminals who skillfully used other people to carry out the crime, pretended to have nothing to do with them, and never got caught. Yama will never let such people get away. In this world, a person cannot be convicted without evidence, but in the court of Yama, all evidence will be shown spiritually, because everything you did and thought during your life as a human being is recorded. Looked closely, the records are mostly taken from the perspective of your guardian spirit. Some of them are taken from the perspective of your own eyes, but basically the fact that you can see yourself on the screen means that there was someone observing you from a third-party standpoint. So you can assume that in general, each person's guardian spirit films and records that person's life. And the records even include your inner voice. It was shown a shortened version of this record and must review your entire life through it. In this way, evidence will be presented to you in the other world. In this world, you may not be convicted without the information gained from police legwork, testimony of the witnesses, or your own confession. Sometimes the forensics team must find some scientific evidence to prove you are guilty. In the other world, however, all evidence will be presented in front of you, even if you forget the various things that you've done as you grew older. You will recall every single thing when you return to the other world. There, the metric of time is quite different from how the clock ticks in this world. You may have heard about mountain climbers falling off and getting flashbacks of their entire life. In a matter of a few seconds before hitting the ground, it's like that. You will not be shown the entire 60 years of your life on earth, but only a series of important points that need to be examined. In this way, your entire life will be examined in an extremely short period of time. Thus, the trial of Yama conducted before people are sent to hell is fair. Every single thing that they think and do in this world has been recorded without an exception. These records also exist within your own soul. In the past, I've used the term thought tape to describe it. It's like a tape recorder. All your inner voices and actions you took are recorded as if they were filmed. So anyone who can read the thought tape will be able to immediately tell what kind of a person you are. Vinyl records were popular in the past. You had to play the record and listen to the music for the entire hour to tell what kind of music it was. But according to the laws of the other world, you can instantly tell one's tune by simply looking at the grooves on that person's vinyl record. Especially, spirits in higher levels or high spirits can instantly read it and tell how a person has lived their life. If the person being judged is still unconvinced of their verdict, their deceased acquaintances, such as their friends, relatives, or victims, may be invited spiritually.
被害を受けた人とですね、
If the acquaintance of the defendant is still alive, then the person's guardian spirit may be summoned as a witness.
この世に生きている場合には、この世の生きている人の証言も
They might be asked, "This is what he is saying. Is it true?"
言ってるけど本当かということですね。
Such investigation will be conducted.
わけですね。
Let's say that a person defaulted on their rent for many years and killed their landlady because he was repeatedly asked to pay for it, like in the novel Crime and Punishment. Even if the police investigation could not find the murderer,
そういうことがあったとして
Yama can summon the spirit of the landlady and have her come face to face with the murderer.
殺された
Then Yama could ask, "What really happened?" And the landlady's spirit might respond, "Yes, this person killed me.
この人に殺されました。
I'm sure it was him." In that case, the evidence is clear.
ですね。
The murderer will then be shown a clip of the crime scene as well. So you cannot get away with doing bad things. What is the important point here? Realistically speaking, as a human being, it's difficult to live without doing anything bad.
人間として生きて悪いこと何もしないで生きるのはちょっと難しい。
Life is a workbook of problems to be solved. In this sense, doing bad things means that you made mistakes in solving the problems. Mistakes do happen, but the important point is to get a passing score. You might lose some points, but you must aim to increase the points you gain and get a passing score in life. Do you think your life is right when viewed in light of right faith, the law of this world, or human morals?
に照らして正しいと思うかどうか。
What would your parents think?
それをどう思うか。
What would your neighbors think? What would your coworkers think? What would someone with a higher awareness think? Please consider these points.
Thank you, Master Yokokawa. Yes, so the second criteria that Enma used to judge your life is your thoughts and actions. So let me explain. Next, you will be made to look back on your life as a human being, and your thoughts and action will be examined. In the court of Yama, all evidence will be shown spiritually because everything you do and thought during your life as a human being is recorded. So do you have anything you want to hide and you don't want anybody to know? Like there must, I don't know, but if you say it, it's out of the secret, but there must be something we want to hide, like I did such things behind the scene. Secret. Nobody wants to. We don't want anybody to know it. So I think, as a human being, we make a mistake, and if we make a mistake, we want to hide it. And even if we escape from the results of our action or evil deeds, we cannot escape for sure. I mean, in the real sense. And here's a scary thing to me. Even if you forget the various things that you have done as you grow older, you will recall every single thing when you return to the other world. So you might say, "Oh, I'm okay," or "I didn't do anything bad." But maybe there must be something you don't notice or you already forget. But that's actually a harmful act or thoughts to other people. So even if your thoughts and action, even your thoughts will be judged. So today we are going to contemplate about our life. So Master, ask us a question. Do you think your life is right when viewed in the light of right faith, the laws of this world, or human morals? So the perspective from your parents, neighbors, co-workers, and the higher awareness. So before we begin our contemplation, I have some entertainment video to watch. Do you know this novel?
Yeah.
Famous
Well,
one.
there was a thing on Prime,
Oh, I see.
The Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who wrote this novel? Like
Yeah.
Charles Dickens.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And the Christmas Carol is I bought the novel. I bought this novel for my mom as a Christmas present. But this is another story. But it's a beautiful story. Yeah. So a selfish, very old, and also how to say money attached
Scrooge.
Scrooge story. So he met the four ghosts, and I think watching the video is much more easier to understand. So I hope you enjoy this video.
In the introduction to A Christmas Carol, it's a dark and dreary Christmas Eve in Victorian London.
Charles Dickens is a novella set in 19th century Victorian England. The book condemns the class disparities and inequalities of the era through the lens of one man's redemption. The story demonstrates how the upper class's oppression of the poor has dire consequences for the whole of English society. The protagonist, Ebenezer Scrooge, is a miserly, cold-hearted creditor who is visited by four ghosts. In an attempt to persuade him to change his stingy and greedy ways, the apparitions show Scrooge disturbing visions of the past, present, and undetermined future. The story opens on Christmas Eve. Scrooge rejects a Christmas dinner invitation and well wishes from his kind and cheerful nephew, Fred. Scrooge also dismisses charity workers seeking alms for the poor and tells his humble clerk, Bob Cratchit, that he must work on Christmas Day. Later that evening, Scrooge is visited by the ghost of Jacob Marley, his former business partner who has been dead for 7 years. Marley has been wandering since his death as punishment for his stinginess in life and neglect for the well-being of others. Now, Marley warns Scrooge to save himself from the same fate. Before disappearing, Marley tells Scrooge he will be visited by 3 spirits. Later, Scrooge falls asleep, only to awaken disoriented. The ghost of Christmas past, a small figure, appears to him, showing him scenes from Scrooge's youth. Scrooge sees himself as a lonely and innocent child who is ignored by other schoolchildren. He is saddened to see both the kindness of his younger sister, Fan, who would eventually die after giving birth to his nephew, Fred, and the cruelty of his father. Scrooge then sees himself as a young man in the prime of his life. His girlfriend, Belle, is breaking off their romance after realizing that Scrooge pursues only money. Seeing this vision of himself, Scrooge is overwhelmed with emotion and begs the ghost to take him back to the present. Scrooge falls asleep, but wakes up again. The ghost of Christmas Present appears as a giant with a lifespan of only 1 day. He transforms Scrooge's room into a decorative feast, then shows him several current scenes of Christmas joy and charity, including the Cratchit household. The ghost informs Scrooge that Cratchit's crippled and good-hearted son, Tiny Tim, will die young. He also shows Scrooge the merry party at Fred's house. Finally, a ragged boy and girl crawl out from the ghost's robe. The ghost calls them ignorance and want, and then warns Scrooge to beware of ignorance. Suddenly, the silent, black-clad ghost of Christmas yet to come replaces the ghost of Christmas present. He shows Scrooge several scenes of people who casually and jokingly discuss someone's death. No one seems saddened by the passing of this mysterious man. Next, the ghost shows Scrooge several people divvying up some possessions they have plundered from a man who has died recently. Scrooge is suddenly at the plundered bed of the corpse. He cannot bring himself to raise the veil of the dead man and see his own face. Instead, Scrooge asks the ghost to show him someone who feels grief for the man's death. The ghost transports Scrooge to the house of a young couple. They are rejoicing since their merciless creditor has died, releasing them from the ruin of debt. Then, in the Cratchit home, Bob mourns for Tiny Tim, who has recently died as well. Finally, to Scrooge's horror, he discovers it is his own death that has made so many people happy rather than sad. He desperately hopes that these scenes of the future can be changed. He vows to live by the lessons of the past, present, and future. The ghost shrinks and collapses into a bedpost. Finally, Scrooge wakes up in his bedroom and joyfully repeats his vow. He runs around his house and then outside, where church bells ring. He learns that it is now Christmas Day. He is friendly to everyone he sees. He sends a large prize turkey to the Cratchit's house, gives a sizable donation to the charity worker he previously insulted, and then has a wonderful time at Fred's party. The next day, he gives Bob Cratchit a raise. He continues his kindly ways after Christmas, befriending everyone and becoming a second father to Tiny Tim, who does not die after all. Scrooge, changed forever, continues to keep the spirit of Christmas alive in his heart.
Yeah, it's a Christmas miracle. But I think that that is what we can call like a miracle of Enma. Oh, sorry.
Greetings and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yes, so Scrooge didn't care about other people, and he refused love. He didn't care about anything but money. And because of his tendency, he had his girlfriend in the childhood, and he didn't care about the people suffering in the present. And now everybody is happy when they see his death. Then he knows he's miserable. Then he changed his tendency. So there's something we don't know happening in our life. But if we notice it, we can change our perspective. And this is a quote from the Guide for Self-Reflection. If you notice that you have hurt others and think about their feelings, for example, his girlfriend or his subordinates, it is natural that you will feel sorry and regret what you have said or done. This sense of regret is a starting point of self-reflection. So, have you hurt somebody your girlfriend, your partner, your family, or your child, or your friends, or your best friend. So, yeah, if you feel sorry, you can change your life by self-reflection. And why we shouldn't hurt anybody? He said, we are essentially one. People may seem separate, but we are actually brothers and sisters, in the sense that everybody is really in Buddha's life energy. So by hurting other people, we are actually hurting ourselves. Self-reflection will start to heal your soul. So yeah, if we make a mistake, we sometimes ignore people's kindness and didn't know how careful they are taking about ourselves, and we sometimes, in return we hurt them. So spiritually, we are hurting other people if we don't know their love. So self-reflection or religious life is important to look inward, to see ourselves objectively. So this is the teaching of Enma again. So now we are going to take 5 minutes to think about how your parents, your neighbors, your co-workers, your best friend, or your high awareness, someone with a high awareness would see you. What's your expectation on you from your parents, from your boss? Did you forget it? Did you live up to it? What did you do for them? So now we are going to be honest and think about how other people around us see our way of life. So before we begin, so please, stretch your back and circulate your blood. Dancing. Yeah, your family member, and so on. Yeah, Enma is the one who helped you to watch over your life, not from your perspective, but from other people. So we are receiving the guidance from our guardian spirits, Enma and Lord Elkantai. So please think about the moment you might hurt other people or you regret. Then think about the cause and ask for the forgiveness from the Lord. Thank you for your guidance. Yes. So enlightenment in a word is to see yourself objectively or know yourself even more from your parents, from your friends, from your neighbor, from your subordinates. So if you are living in a religious way, it's hard to accept, our mistakes, but that is a righteous step to change our tendency or karma. So as long as we are stuck to this selfish perspective, there's no progress, of course. Even though if we say, oh, we are making progress, but that progress does not necessarily benefit other people. So love is to understand people. How much you understand, how much you love people. So the teaching of Enma is very important. So basically, we learn about the laws of Yama. The first point is have faith. The second, your thoughts and actions is examined. And even if we say, oh, we are living happily in this world, but what about the other people? What about the God's ideal around you? So if we hurt other people without noticing it, you have to take the leap. You have to take the fruit of your peace. So Master said again, suppose that people believe in the judgment by Japan, this world shall be filled with good, decent people. So because they are disciplining themselves to live up to their expectations, to their love. So this is the second chapter, and actually this is the first half. But today that's all. But today we learned the 3 important points. I want to talk about something that will truly be helpful to you, which is the reality of how you will judge after death. The first point, what is Enma? So he can see everything you thought of and you did. And the criteria is faith, action, and your thoughts. Then how can we improve our lives? We need to put our shoes. We need to put ourselves in people's shoes. Then you'll notice something you never notice. So this is the second. This is the first half, and I want to announce the new event held on December. So I want to show you the video. Yes, so that is one project that we are going to hold. Yes, so 17th January, Tuesday 6 p.m. in London time, maybe 7 p.m. In French time, we are going to have a 7th day ceremony that I call One Europe with Alcantara. So we are going to dedicate 7th day sutra for returning to heaven. Then we are going to invite regional manager, Reverend Ken, as a guest speaker. Then he will give us the speech. Then we are going to share our activities in missionary work. So, what did you do for missionary work? And we are going to make up the video by gathering your pictures in London, and in France, in Japan, and your small any action. So if you put for example, we have some flyers, bigger one, the bigger, normal one, bigger one, and biggest one. So if you do any missionary work, please take a picture. Please take a picture. Any act of missionary work would be appreciated. And please give me, or please put it in the group chat. Then we are going to show it. There are so many members in Europe, but they are still learning. But members are expected to do the missionary work. But it's actually hard, if we confess our faith in the Lord Alcantara, or if you talk about the Buddha, maybe it takes a little bit courage. But your action can encourage other people too. So even the small act, or you put our book in the library, in the charity store, that's perfect. any missionary work. So please share your experience, and we learn the lessons, or we learn experience from other people as well. So now we are going to have a Dharma talks about how we can step forward in our missionary work, like just giving, like anything. Maybe we can say like inviting friends and families to the temple, or distributing flyers and sell books on the street. And this is what we are doing every day. But any missionary work, even if you don't want to do it, but if you come up with any plan, I appreciate your plan. So now let us have 5 minutes to discuss about the missionary work. Or maybe 10 minutes. So Stella,
Yeah, I have got
you haven't got.
every Sunday we get.
Oh, you got when? Oh, you
I don't have.
you didn't pass what? Sutra.
Yeah.
Oh, then like
Yes. One day there is none. No. Yeah, the meeting of it.
yes,
Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
So maybe you can sign. So you are coming up. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, please like that your introduction of missionary work. Sure. Stella, how do you do missionary work? Like inviting friends.
Well, I am started. Well, I've done it before, but I buy books and I send them away to different people in the world.
In the world.
Yeah, well, to different countries. So, and to friends that I'm trying to get to join. So I sort of buy books and then send them or give them to them.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have books that people can get for free. So free book.
That's
So
nice.
yeah. Like we have a book called Tips to Find Happiness. That is about the building utopia at home.
Okay.
And we also have a book called The Laws of Secret, which is about the exorcism and the healing yourself.
So could I get some more today?
Of course.
And I want to donate for healing within.
Healing within?
Yeah, to send to my best friend's mother who has cancer.
Oh, I see.
So I want to send it to her.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. And
But I will donate for that.
Yeah, and we also have a meditation music for free.
Oh, okay, yeah. I told her about that.
Oh, I see.
She actually just joined over the weekend. She joined last weekend to become a member.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
So, not a devotee yet, but she joined to become. So, yeah, her and her husband.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to find truth in this world, but missionary work is making it possible.
Yeah. So I want to keep doing that and keep sending and giving books to people.
Oh yeah.
That's my goal this year, to sort of like encourage.
Yeah, we have tons of books. We have different titles. So I'm sure we can find something that suits her.
Thank
you. Congratulations. Yukari-san.
I've been doing the book donation, and I sent as a Christmas present. I sent a few of my friends. I thought the novel was quite easy to read. Even somebody who is materialistic or just really doesn't want to give anything else than Jesus, some people like that. And I had a problem in the past, like when I tried to, even I gave her book, and then the book just came back to me.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, complete everything came back to me. We're not interested in happy science at all, and please do not, talk about happy science. Other than that, we can be still friends. Just very precise.
Yeah.
But I thought, but I actually sent her the novel. Anna's figure 1, 2, 3.
Oh wow.
It's a novel. It's not.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like. Yeah. So did she send it back?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a Christmas present.
Oh, that's good.
So haven't had it from her yet.
Yeah, well, she's probably reading it. Hopefully.
I hope so.
Yeah. She might come back to you and say something different.
And the lady who is over 90 years old, and last Christmas, I sent her a CD. Actually this CD. Yeah. And some others like Sandra. So a few CDs I sent. And before, I sent a few books as well. But then this year, I got a message from my friend. She has got she's really getting old. So she can't really read anymore. Then it's funny thing is, as you're talking, and you're talking about meditation, I just sent a meditation CD.
Yes.
I was thinking, somebody cannot read anything.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about sending her DVD, but she's not interested in like animation film. And I was just thinking, just wondering which film was probably the best film. I was actually thinking about it. But I think meditation CD is the perfect one.
Yeah, I think meditation.
Meditation, why didn't I think about it before? So thank you. Meditation CD.
Yes,
we have a 4-stage meditation. Yes, and other CDs too.
Yeah.
Have you ever done any
Yes.
missionary work from the church or temple or in the
No,
past?
let me say. Sunday is usually the resting day, as we know that. But I started to come here. My friends asked me many times that we are missing you on Sunday at home.
I see.
You can't come to us. Why? I told them that I have joined with Happy Science. And they never heard it before that. They said, what is that? Then I gave them some books which I bought it from here to read and ask them to return me because they are expensive. They gave some of at least 25 to 30 people now in my circle. They know who is Mr. Okawa. They did not know about anything about Okawa. What is that? What is Happy Set?
It's all MCQ.
But at least, to my pleasure, they know the name of the person and what is the intention in the world. So this is the matter. Now, I can't see them on Sunday because I always spend time here. So on other days, sometimes we discuss, and some books I donate them. On the promise that they will return as well, because I can't afford myself to buy so many books, being a pensioner.
I didn't know.
But I always give them. Now today probably 3 people are coming tonight at my home. So they will definitely ask, where you been? I told them that I did not went just loitering outside for some purpose. To go some right place and to learn something. Healing.
That's it.
This is the way I am just spreading the name and the
Very natural.
Yeah, exactly.
Very natural.
Okay.
You know, this Sunday is a very essential day.
Yeah, of course.
All people are sacrificed. That day is very essential because this is the only day other people get time to meet each other. And if we spend the time here, obviously they are curious to know where do you go?
Yeah.
Where you spend.
Yeah.
So I explained them.
That's it.
This is the way. And some of them have got a quite son of the Lord or something like that. I give them and they are very enjoyed and they know first time Master Okawa. And they didn't know that there is any religion which has come out of the Japan. They never heard it. You know, happy sense. And because the word happy sense does not know or say something with religion, like Islam, like Buddhism, like Christianity. If you are saying, I am Buddhism, they know that what is the Buddhism, or Jainism, or Hinduism, or Islam, they know, because it's international. But when it comes to the happy sense, their happy sense is a happy sense. But does not denote saying that is the religion. So when you explain something, then they understand something. That is the religion. That's all. These are the ways I
know. That's amazing. We already donate, dozens of people already.
And the last time I got those small brooches, I got it, and I gave some to friends of mine and some at the station while I was going home. It took me about half an hour to stand there at my main station and give them just because I took it from here last Sunday.
I know that. I see you.
Few of them. You gave me and someone gave me. I gave to other people.
That's lovely.
This is the way, whether they read it or not read it is up to them.
Yeah, you've done it.
I've done it.
Yeah, that's good. That's lovely.
Thank you for sharing it. I mean, like you are new guest, I know. So, are there any activities in the church where you are younger. I don't know. What, how did you?
I'm not as confident, like carry out things or related to people, you know. So like I do like laminate the post, the flyers, and when I'm having my coffee, I take it out and like people can see it when I'm having my coffee or having a meal or that sort of stuff. That's all I really do, you know. 'Cause I quite like the posters myself, you know. They're very well professionally made and very very cool. You know, yeah, I like the posters. And it keeps my mind from becoming too distracted, you know.
Right.
It's like I like to think about like happy science most of the time, you know. When I'm doing my things. You know?
Thank you. Yeah. You just drop by to the you just drop by to us on the street. You came to the temple. And it's we are guided.
Okay.
And we'd like to hear from you, Richard. You always help us missionary work like every day.
Yeah.
And I'm also introducing happy science to my Chinese friends and some people who are interested in spiritual things. And I also refer master's books in my presentation or essays. If later I can do some research on happy science or master's teaching in academic
Thank you again for missionary work. You always help people. So please take any pictures of your action, like just for when you are preparing for the missionary work, like you put the bookmark or you could create a flyer, or you pick up the flyer and you take a shot, take a selfie, anything, and you are. I didn't know you are doing the missionary work, so so we are so glad. We are also proud of each other too. So please share your experience, and we are going to make up the video from London, Germany, France, Switzerland, and Switzerland, Austria, and so on. So so this is our today's contemplation, today's service. So now we are going to recite a prayer to El Cantare together. Do you have a prayer to El Cantare?
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Last chapter. Last sutra. Okay.
Piero de Cantare, Master Lee Hawker, thank you very much for preaching the laws of health, in which we study about the true soul of Enma or Yama. We will practice faith in the Lord and fourfold paths of love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress. With our deepest gratitude, we will dedicate prayer to Alcantara. Prayer to Alcantara. Lord Alcantara, you are our Lord, Builder and Savior. We believe you are a master of masters, the highest God of this planet. We believe you have the
supreme power,
both in heaven and on earth. You are a great spiritual being, the united consciousness of Buddha and God. Lord Alcantara, we believe you shall lead all people to true happiness. We believe the fourfold paths of love, wisdom, self-reflection, and progress perfect the principles of happiness. And we truly believe these principles will save the entire world. O Lord, please grant us a holy vision to spread the truth all over the world. We will cross the vast oceans and light the beacon of truth in every corner of the world. O Lord, please entrust us with your great power to save all humankind. We will devote our lives to creating Buddha utopia. Lord Alcantara,
as long as you are in heaven and your disciples are on earth, we will hand down our mission
to future generations and achieve your great power. We, the disciples of Alcantara, will join together to become a ship of your great power, to save the people and bring them to the shore of enlightenment. O Lord, we thank you very much for
granting us the
prayer
prayer
to Alcantara.
Yes, so thank you very much again, and let's do our very best for the Lord. And we will join the seventh day ceremony together as one Europe. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What time that can prayer?
Yes, Kigan play